You've probably been using God's name in vain, and you probably haven't even known you've been doing it. When we use the phrase OMG, we're actually using God's name in vain, and we shouldn't be doing that. Why? Because that's be using God's name as a cuss word. You've been using God's name as a cuss word, you don't even know it. Another example would be the word Jeez. That's also using God's name in vain. But on the screen over here, that's actually referring to the name Jesus. Nowhere in history has any other's name been used as a cuss word except for God or Jesus Christ. So how do we stop using God's name as a cuss word? We should replace the word by saying, oh my gosh, or oh my goodness. That way, we don't use God's name in vain. Because when we use God's name in vain, we're not giving it due honor. So we shouldn't use it as a cuss word, therefore. But we should respect his name, because his name is holy. Because the Bible says in Exodus 27, you should not use the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that uses his name in vain. Let me show you how God takes this very seriously in the book of Leviticus. Leviticus 24:10, it says here, now the son of an Israelite mother and an Egyptian father went out among the Israelites, and a fight broke out in the camp between him and an Israelite. Son of an Israelite woman blasphemed the name with a curse, God's name. So they brought him to Moses. They put him in custody until the will of the Lord should be made clear to them. And the Lord said to Moses, take the blasphemer outside the camp. All those who heard him are to lay their hands on his head, and the entire assembly is to stone him. Say to the Israelites, anyone who curses their God will be held responsible. Anyone who blasphemes the name of the Lord is to be put to death. At the end of the chapter, verse 23, and Moses spoke to the Israelites, and they took the blasphemer outside the camp and stoned him. The Israelites did as the Lord commanded Moses. So as we saw in the passage, an Israelite took God's name in vain, and as a result, he got the death sentence. So it's very serious that we should not take the name of the Lord our God in vain. Instead of taking his name in vain, we should respect it, give it due honor, not use it as a cuss word. This still applies to us today. Many people say the phrase OMG just casually, you know? They don't think about it too much. But in reality, you're using God's name in vain. It's called blasphemy. Very serious in God's eyes. If God took it seriously with the Israelite that took his name in vain in the book of Leviticus, how much more is he serious right now for the people that take his name in vain? And we should rightly deserve the death sentence, because Romans 6:23 says, for the wages of sin is death. So I encourage you today, stop using God's name in vain. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this brings awareness to you. May God bless you.